we have come of series praying yourself. This is the last volume, and we have completed to volume number 7, wherein we have seen about all these things: how to pray, where to pray, how not to pray. All such we have seen in accordance with what Jesus has taught us, and this is what is known as Lord's Prayer. But it's not Lord's Prayer, Lord's Start Prayer. We have already seen about all these things, and the climax of this particular series is Matthew 6:6, wherein we have seen about this: go into a room, lock the room, and pray to the Father who is in heaven. Who is in heaven? Who is in secret will answer you publicly, so that everybody will know. Know what? What you have prayed for. So you will be publicly answered. This is very important, and Jesus taught us that you should not do like those people in Matthew 6:8, verse number 8. You don't do like that. Those things we have already seen. And what those things? 5 and 7, verse number 5 and 7, we have already seen. Those people like to stand in the synagogue, standing in the corners, praying. I am repeating the verse. 7th verse also says about this one, that these people love to repeat verses, thinking that they will be heard, but they won't be heard. This is what is given there. And after that, we saw about verse number 9 and 10, which speak about salutation. God is my Father. Though Father, He is God. So we have to give salutation to God just before starting our prayer. That's what is taught by Jesus Christ. And then the next verse, that is verse number 11, speaks about petitioning for what? Petition is for what is already given, should be given to us according to the day and according to our stature and structure. That is what is prayed for. And food is given. That is our birthright, because we have been created in the world to live. Just to live, we have to eat. Many people, they eat to live, but we have to live to eat. That is what the purpose of our living. We cannot live without eating. So eating, the purpose of our living is not eating, but doing something. For doing something, we have to eat. So that is our birthright, and we are given with all what we require to eat. And these things are given. Verse number 30, chapter number 8:30, verse number 8 speaks about in Proverbs, which speaks about this one, that we should not be given a lot of riches, and we should not be poor, or we should not become poor, so that we should not eat anything, and we should not become so rich that we would be eating everything, thereby they will be getting all sort of diseases. We should be given the portion that is required for us. That is why we petition. That is the petition. And then application. Application is something different from petition, which I explained. Petition is something different from application. Application is we are qualified for certain things, and we ask for certain things. I'm qualified, so you give this one. With what measure, you will be measured. With what way you treat others, you will be treated. This is what is there. So you treat others the same way, the way you want to be treated. That is what Jesus taught elsewhere. There in the Matthew, you can find that. So here, we are qualified this way, and we will be supplied this. This is application. And assistance of God. Assistance of God is, we just want to have protection and we want some provision or something mostly for protection. We just want protection from God, from all these all the things happening around us. So many things are even hovering over us. Many people are thronging us for something just to take our life, but it won't happen. Everything around us is something bad, but will not affect us. That is what protection will help. That is what is given through the assistance of God, by seeking assistance of God. Assistance of God will help us get protected from all those things, even all coronavirus. We just want to get protected. Assistance of God will do that. That is what. And now today we we are going to know about what not is prayer. What not is prayer, that is already explained in Matthew 6:5, and 6:7 and 6:8. Should not stand in the synagogues and loudly speak and pray or something like that. Don't use vain words, repetitive words. Don't use repetition in your prayer or such. And don't do like those people who do like that. That is. And today, you just want to go. There are 34 verses in Matthew 6. We have seen up to 15th verse. 14 and 15, 45. What is spoken in verse number 12. Now, we have come to chapter number 7, where we find this one. Chapter number 7, where 21, 23. These two verses speak about what not is prayer. What not is prayer. How you should not pray. Jesus said, this is found there. You call me Lord, Lord, Lord. You will not come to me. Those people who do the will of my Father will only come to me. Those people who call me Lord, Lord, Lord will not come to me, except those people who do the will of my Father. Jesus said. You can find in Matthew 7, 21 to 23. And he says, in those days, people would say, Lord, we were prophesying in your name. Lord, we were sending devils in your name. Lord, we were doing all great miracles in your name. Jesus says, I don't know you. Go thee hence. Go away from me. I don't know you. This is what is very boldly said by Jesus Christ. He says, telling, I don't know you. Just go away from me. You call me Lord, Lord, Lord. You did so many things in my name, but I don't know you. So it is very appropriate and it is very applicable to those people who are doing this. We, as Bible Medicine Ministries, we are doing all these things not for anything else except for letting you know what we have received and with the hope or with a view to making you also know about that to get all these things. We just look forward to giving you all these things. Thereby you will be enjoying life here. Jesus has spoken only one thing, that you just believe his words and you just start doing these words and you will be getting all those blessings that he has given you here and hereafter. That you will have. If you want, you take, otherwise leave. Bible Medicine Ministry is concentrating on all these things only, not anything else. We don't concentrate on anything else except this one. This is what I and my son, he is only 15 years age. He has been doing all these things for these many years. And this is only for this purpose. We just want to let you know that we have also received. You just listen. This is in accordance with what is given in the Bible, in accordance with what is given in the law also. Just we are doing that. So Jesus is telling, don't call me Lord, 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 and don't say that you have done so many things which are not relevant to me. I have said all these things, but you are not doing that. You are just coming and telling me that you have been doing all these things. So don't do that. I don't accept you. I will call you doers of iniquities. Doers of iniquities. Go away from me. These doers of iniquities. Iniquity is a particular word called iniquities in English, which is used in King James Version in Matthew 7:23 is the same word used in Galatians 5, 19, 20, 21, where you can find the 17 things spoken. These spoken things are iniquities. So these people who are doing all sort of iniquities will not go to the Lord. That is what is said. Though they are doing all this, what we call prophecy, and sending away devils and doing all miracles. Miracles is something which will not happen all the time, which may happen sometimes. Just divining the Red Sea is not happening all the time. It may happen sometimes because God has created this world in such a way that the world should act in accordance with the law which He has created. He will not go away from the law because He has only created the law. How should He go away from law? And why should He create this law? Cosmos is the Greek word, which is nothing but a universe. Universe has been created with a law. It will not be in chaos. It will not be in confusion, and it will be functioning in harmony. So there must be a law which makes this universe function in a harmonious way. That's the reason he will not do anything away from what he has done. He just obeys his own laws because he has only created. If needs arises, if need arises, he will do some miracles. Not always. So he is very particular about that. So just to explain that, I will take 2 verses from 2 chapters from 2 testaments. That is New Testament and Old Testament. Just to explain what has happened in the last volume of this series, particular series, you yourself, praying yourself, you have to know about this. This happened in the Old Testament also, and we can find that in the New Testament. 2 incidents that happened to one person or one character who lived in the Old Testament time and one person who is living in the New Testament time. This is what is happening. I just explained about that, and we just to conclude that. Just to see this one. One is Acts 10. What happened is, one person is there called Cornelius. This Cornelius is a person, he just starts praying, and his prayer is immediately answered. His prayer is immediately answered. Answered by God. God answers. The answer is taken by the messenger. Messenger, the angel. The angel of God is taking. He is the messenger. He is taking the answer and he is bringing it to Cornelius, saying that your prayer is heard because you are doing charitable work. You are giving to the poor. And that's why your prayer is heard. This is application because he is doing what is given in the Bible as a commandment, that you should give to the poor. That is what is required. That is what we can find in James 2:14-17. Your faith is vain if you don't give to the poor if he is without food. If you don't give food to the poor when he is hungry, if you don't give a person who is naked, clothes to the naked, food to the hungry, your faith is useless. That is dead faith. This is exact words used there. James 2:14-17. You can find. The same thing is being repeated by Jesus Christ emphatically, effectively, in a different way, that you can find in Matthew 25:31-46 verses. What he says here, when he comes to judge the world, not to save the world, already done. Here, when he comes back again, that is again, to judge the world, he will divide sheep from the goat. That is, this is not actually sheep and goat, it is about people. He will just divide people into 2 sections. One side of people will be standing at his right side, and another set of people will be standing at his left side. He says he would call those people who are standing at the right side, and he would say like this: I was thirsty, you gave me a drink. I was hungry, you gave me food. I was naked, you clothed me. I was in prison, you visited me. I was a foreigner, you accepted me. I was deceased, you inquired about me. These are all things which you did for me. Jesus says, he would say like that, because he is a judge that time. These people are called in the Bible as righteous people. Those people standing at the right side will be called righteous people. These people don't know what they have done, but Jesus Christ is telling that he would be telling all these things to them. And these people would ask Jesus, Lord, when did we do all these things you are telling? You didn't come here, and we didn't see you as being thirsty, and we didn't see you as being hungry, and we didn't see you as being naked, and we didn't see you being in prison, and we didn't see you as a foreigner. We didn't see you being diseased or such. But he was saying that we have done all these things. Jesus says, I would say, whatever you did to the least of these people, to the poor of these people, you did all these things to me. This is what you have done, so this is done to me. And he would turn to those people who were standing at the left side. He would say, I was thirsty, you didn't give me a drink. I was hungry, you did not give me any food. And I was naked, you didn't give me any clothes. And where I was in prison, jail, you didn't come and visit me. And I was a foreigner, you did not accept me. And I was a deceased, you did not even inquire about me. These people will also ask them, what, Lord, when did you when did we do all these things? We didn't do that. You were not thirsty, we didn't see. You were not hungry, we didn't see. We didn't see all these things. We didn't see you naked. We did not see you in prison. We did not see that you were in prison. We did not see you as a foreigner. You did not see the deceased. All such things. We didn't see all these things. But you're saying that you were all such. You would say that we least of the people, when you did all these things to the least of the people, that is the people who were poor, you did all these things to me. This is what you have done. So you did not do. So you are damned. And these people who are standing at my right side are blessed people. They will be reaching the blessed place just to prepare for them. This is what I would say, he says. So this is what is done by Cornelius. He is doing all sort of charitable work, and his prayer is immediately accepted. These people today, they are doing all prophecies and devils, sending away devils, all such, and miracles, all such. They think that they will be heard. They won't be heard. Instead, Cornelius' prayer was heard. This will be heard. This happened. And the same way, his application, he was qualified being a charitable person. His prayer was heard. This is an application. Through application, he was heard. And the same type of incident happens in the Old Testament. That is to Daniel. See, you can remember it very well in mind. I am speaking about Daniel 10 and Acts 10. Acts 10 to Cornelius and Daniel 10 to Daniel. This is what. So what happens is, Daniel is also praying. The same way Daniel is also praying. Daniel is also thinking about the protection of God to his people. That is also corporate prayer. Both are corporate prayer. The way Jesus taught us. This happens after Jesus came and he taught in the New Testament. In the Old Testament, even before his coming, the same things has happened through Daniel. He has done it. So thereby, how the Bible is true. And it's very, we can see the parallel things, harmonious. It's being very relevant, all such we see. See, what happens is, and this Daniel starts prayer, and when he starts praying, immediately his prayer is heard. Immediately it's heard. He sees, he anticipates something would happen to his people, but he doesn't know whether it would happen immediately or in the future. This is what is a dilemma. This way he is thinking about, and he prays to the Lord for his assistance, and his prayer is immediately heard. Why? He is seeking assistance, so it's immediately heard. God sends his answer. Answer is sent through the messenger, the same way sent to Cornelius. The messenger, the angel, takes the answer, comes, but reaches Daniel after 21 days of time. He comes and reaches after 21 days of time. Here we learn a lesson. What happens? Immediately heard, but God is so powerful, he is omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscient. He would do it. He can do away with all these things immediately in a fraction of a second, but he would do it, he has not done it. Why? Because he is God. He has created all laws, cosmos, cosmic law. Cosmic law is not a law, something which is coming out of the, no, cosmic law is a law which is found in the cosmos. That is the Greek word universe. Universal law he has created. He won't go away from what he has done. His own law. So, he has to take and go. But what happens, we have to understand one thing, there are two regions. One is this physical region and another is spiritual region. In the spiritual region, there is a fight always for people who believe God. Spiritual region fights. There is a fight. So, in this physical world also we have fight among people, and that's why we are very sure God is my shepherd. God is in my side. I need not be afraid. Why should I be afraid of men? God is at my side. This is what is said by psalmist, Psalm 118:6. I will not be afraid of any man because God is at my side. So this is the essence of prayer. So Daniel is keeping the essence of prayer. That's why he is praying to God for his assistance. Thereby his prayer is answered and is brought by the messenger. But he reaches Daniel after 21 days. What happened to this angel who brought that answer from God? Even though it was heard in the same time he started prayer. Why so late? He says, this is a lesson. He says, he comes and tells Daniel that he was fighting with the king of Persia. King of Persia is not the physical king, he is the spiritual, he is in the spiritual region. That is, he is a good angel bringing the message, and the bad angel is stopping the message being brought to Daniel. The message is being brought to Daniel, but that is being stopped by the bad angel. So now he is fighting with that angel, with the angel to bring the message to Daniel. Even he was not able to even come out even after 21 days. Had Michael been not there to fight for him. Michael, the archangel, comes and fights for him, and he just lets this angel to go and give the message to the answer to Daniel for his prayer. Otherwise, he would not have come, it seems. He says, Michael came and fought for me, and he only let me come here within 21 days time. He gives that answer to Daniel. And even after that, he says, I have to go and fight again. Even that the same angel, he tells Daniel that I have to go and fight again. Fight against those people who are in the region, spiritual region. So, we understand thereby that there are two regions where we have to fight. I understand one thing. We have to understand that. Our prayers are answered immediately. Immediately. If you are qualified, your application is heard immediately, like it was heard for Cornelius. Your assistance, seeking assistance for protection, that is also heard immediately, like for Daniel. Will be heard. That will be heard. Don't worry about it. But it takes time. Don't be frustrated. Don't be dejected about your not being heard. You are heard, but you have not received your answer immediately. You will receive your answer in a day or two, or even 21 days time, whatever it is. God will let you have the answer. Somebody will come and do it, but it takes time. That God has done it the same way. But this has happened, this has somewhat changed in the Old New Testament, because Jesus came and he has done it in a different way. So it's somewhat different, because it didn't happen to Cornelius. What happened to Daniel? So we are now in these New Testament days time, and we are very sure that our prayers will be heard, and we can be very confident, and we can be very certain that our prayers immediately will be heard. Don't worry about those people who are speaking nonsense and those people speaking something. Just we are telling you what happens to us, and those people may tell something irrelevant and nonsense to us because they have been doing all sort of nonsense. Because Daniel, when it spoken about Daniel, Daniel was very knowledgeable. That is why his assistance was heard. See, if you think that your assistance is to be heard immediately, you have to be knowledgeable. If you want your application to be heard immediately, you have to be qualified. Your petition is automatically heard because it is your birthright. It is available for you. It is taken and given you if you give the petition. Otherwise, you can eat too much and die, or if you are not able to eat, you can die. But if you petition to God, you can eat what portion is available or needed for you will be given for the day. That's a petition and application this one and assistance this one. And we are sure that God answers you immediately. The immediate answer may take sometimes, as happened to Daniel, but don't be frustrated. As I said, don't be frustrated. Don't be worried that you are not heard, and don't repeat the prayer. Don't use the repetition. Don't waste your faith. Faith is once prayer done, you will be answered. That is the faith. Faith is not being repetition. It is not a repeat in the same thing. That is not faith at all. So faith is something which makes you certain that you will receive what you have prayed for. That you have to understand. And we can be very confident that we will be heard by God. God will bless us, and we will be confident about it. And we need not worry about anything. We are living in this time, particular Corona time, and we are blessed people. And we will have God's assistance given to us. We will be protected. God bless you. And we see you next week. Next week we can see the next ones.